weeks, the world seems to have changed. I don't know. It's going to be all disaster, or there is some hope coming out of this all. I'm not sure. I don't see any hope. I only see more difficulties coming out of what has been happening in the last 1 week, ever since Donald Trump has been signing off you know, various strictures and all that is happening uh, to uh, to the countries from which people are banned to enter US. As we know now, at this point of time, there are people in Chicago and JFK airport, many people, and especially targeting the Muslim community. Many people are actually stuck, not allowed to, even with proper papers, not being allowed to make an entry to the US. So this is the very first time something as horrible as that is happening, and we ought to be concerned. We ought to be concerned for more than one reason. One, it is definitely it's not good for the whole world to go through a situation like this. And when we also look at the United States government that has been funding many countries across the world, and Save the Children has been the recipient of huge sums of money from Save the Children from the United States government, USAID. We don't know where all that is going to be headed because he does not want to, or the current government does not want to spend money on reproductive health and so on. And of course, refugees, again, Save US has been very closely associated with both refugees coming to the US as well as our work in Syria and so on. And if that is not going to be allowed, then it is going to be difficult for children across. So we are all watching with very keen eyes and interest what is going to happen to the US and how would the world change because of what's happening there. And to add, uh, what is that phrase? Add salt to the injury. Yeah, insult to injury, salt to injury, insult to injury. We had the British Prime Minister making a visit, the very first visit of a political leader to the United States, and photographed along with him and agreeing on many things. So it's a horrible landscape at the moment for people like us, for also children and women of the world or poor of the world. It's not that easy. So let's watch, let's see how things develop in the next few days, and also the brisk and the pace at which things are developing, uh, uh, and the signatures that he is appending to all these orders. It's really very fast. Things are moving so fast. Not a good place to be in at this point of time. Okay, good news. This morning I was at Jamia. Jamia Millia Islamia. How many people are here from Jamia? Can I see hands going up? Okay, there are a few of them. At least I can see 2.5 hands up. It's a good place to study, and you know that maybe some of you new people don't know that we run a center there for the last almost 5 years. I think we've been running that center, and it's called Early Childhood Development Center, ECCD, Early Childhood Development Center. There is an MA program that's running. About They take about 20 students each year, and there are also PhD programs running. There are 8 PhD seats there, and which is entirely at this point of time funded by Save the Children, and it's called Save the Children Jamia Center for Early Childhood Development, and we have extended that for the next 3 years, and that was the signing up all about. And the model is interesting. The model is based on a corpus that we had created as a smart idea just when we were exiting out of, some of you remember tsunami in 2000, we were exiting in sometime in 2008, and one of the smart ideas was to tie up with a university like Jamia and do research, which is also in some way connected to tsunami and such like humanitarian disaster events. So it is connected to the research is connected somewhat to that as well. Now it has become broader than when it was when we started, because when we started, the real focus was on early childhood development and disasters, and now it is slightly broadened. And this morning I signed yeah, this uh, contract or MOU with the Vice Chancellor of Jamia Millia University, and that's really good news. Uh, some of the other good news, and then again, like last time, I said that I would like to hear more of you speak and interact with you. But the other good thing that I should talk to you about was that I traveled. I was in Pune and Mumbai last week. Was it last week? I think so. Last week, Pune and Mumbai. And Pune, I visited a place called Loni, which is about not very far from the city of Pune, where in those villages we have started a new uh, a new program, and it is ICT enabled classrooms. Well, you know that ICT enabled classroom is nothing new, but what is new there is that we are reaching out of 5 schools. Out of any of those schools, there could be a teacher could be taking a class and broadcasting it to 4 other schools. Yeah, so any school can do it, and what is also interesting is that unlike TV uh, signals being carrying the message, it is TV at the end of the receiver is a TV, and the children in classrooms see a TV, but it is transmitted through radio waves. And I am told that is Sajid here? Yes. If I say anything wrong, please uh, just mention. So yeah, the good thing is that this radio waves is supposed to not be affected even during a cyclone or whatever. It will not be affected. And this is the very first time in Maharashtra something like that is happening. And but Sajid says that it is not just in Maharashtra. It's probably all across India. This is the first attempt. Is that true, Sajid? Okay, so it's wonderful news, isn't it? We are the very first organization to be using this technology for teaching, and it's wonderful. Like the classroom, the attention, and the absence of teachers, etc. All this is taken care of, and also you do actually science experiments, and this class was I think environmental science or biology, some kind of a biology class it was. And I shall put it off. And they were doing actual experiments at the other end, where I saw this teacher, and very enthusiastic teacher, and equally uh, enthusiastic set of children. They seem to be absorbing that, and whoever I spoke to, both teachers and the students, they seemed excited about this methodology. And there were also ICT enablement in other ways that is happening. There are smart classrooms with TV, and there are programs for children that is running. So very different from the classrooms that we know of, and also this addresses the problem of, and you could also get subject specialists to come and speak to them. And I spoke to, or I'm told that I spoke to about 500 students all at once. So it is wonderful, and it is supported by a company called Avaya, who is an American company, which is an American company, and they do a lot of video conferencing and stuff like that. So I was really happy to see that, and of course our people working there, as everywhere else, They're committed people, and it was being led by Ipshita. And to support Ipshita, no, it was not led by Ipshita. Ipshita went with me. I think that project is handled by Libna. Is that correct, Sajid? Libna. And then the next morning, I went to Mumbai, where we launched a report of this famous ward called Emmy's Ward of Mumbai. Under the Greater Municipal Corporation of Mumbai, there are 24 wards. And this ward, which is, if you have heard of places like Shivaji Nagar and Lokandi, they are located in this 24 East ward. This is, sorry, or did I say something? Said something else? Govandi, and it is the worst in terms of human development indices. It is the worst that you can think of, and we work with Apnalia there. And just when you talk about the worst indices, just think about what would be a Delhi average or life expectancy in all across India. Forget about Delhi. 68 it was. 68. Okay. There in this area where there are about how many about 8 lakhs people are across that place. Their life expectancy is 39. Many of you are dead. I am dead too. I'm doubly dead. If that 39 is the life expectancy there, that is how horrible, terrible the things are there in that place. And they have the Asia's largest rubbish heap. You know, the refuse of the city goes into this place, and children live around there. Can you just think of children living around? There are medical waste, and there are all kinds of that. Sometimes there are carcasses, human carcasses that land there. And then there is mafia, because mafia wants to have control over this. You know, I was told that 4,500 tons of refuse come there every day. 1,200 trucks operate in that place. So the mafia will also be there, right? And in terms of children's conditions are horrible. So this is the very first time Apnalia brought out that report, and I was their chief guest. And do you know whom I replaced? Originally they didn't have plans of inviting me. I went in there as a steppenie. I was stepping into the shoes of Ratan Tata. Okay. So, and Sachin was supposed to be there, but he had to go somewhere else. Otherwise, Sachin, you know Sachin's connection with Apnalia? Sachin's mother-in-law, Annabelle Mehta, is the one who founded this in 1973. And she is well over her 70s and still so passionate. So I was very, very happy to be a part of that release. And it was very widely covered both on TV as well as in the newspaper reports. I think you should all try and Google it, and if you get a copy of it. But even better, if you could just make a trip to Mumbai and see that place for yourself. You know, our work is all about passion. If you don't have passion, you are in the wrong place. And of course, passion about the right things. And whenever you lose heart, whenever you think that question yourself, you are in the wrong place, go visit Shivaji Nagar or such other places in Delhi or other parts of India. Go spend some time there, and I can bet you that life would change and life would be different for you. So I think the program team, as well as all other teams, should make plans to visit programs this coming year. I would say at least 2 program visits. You don't have to go outside Delhi. It can be in Delhi as well. And somebody should organize that. Maybe program and HR together should work on that. All right. Is anybody here who went through that media training? All the SPMs went through the media training a couple of weeks back. and I heard good things about it. Anybody else who's from here? Michelle? Anybody else? Kamal? Oh, okay. Kamal, could you just talk 2 minutes about that? What was it about?
Yes, we were actually, we can say, oriented towards uh, how we address media or how we raise certain issues which SAVE is working with and highlight again and again. How do we go about it? How do we sound? So wonderful exercise was done where we were asked, we were questioned or and interviewed by one of the trainers,
Okay.
and then the projection was made that how did we perform, and the whole group evaluated, not evaluated, but yes, highlighted what was done well and what was not done well. So it was a good
So it was it was
introspection.
also a training to face an interview
Yes,
live on television, etc. Great, wonderful. Now, was Pragya there?
no.
But I don't know where she learned all that. Last couple of days, she did a wonderful job. How many of you saw Pragya on TV? Okay, Pragya, where are you?
She's hiding.
She's hiding.
She was wonderful.
Pragya, please send. If Dave is Dave here?
Dave not here.
Okay, somebody should send that link to all of us, and we should.
Once I get it,
Oh yeah, so it's your job also to our board members to see even Pragya without training. What would she be after training? My goodness. Probably some people don't need training. They just have to be there, they're present. So good, Pragya. I saw it, and it was wonderful. And I must say that it was really, as I wrote you, that you sounded good, and even you look good. Good job. So I'm very happy about that. And we need to have uh, more Pragyas coming out and speaking to the media. And whoever is confident to face, and that's why we have such trainings. But of course, at this point of time, we also need to make sure that there is a process of who speaks to the media, etc. You get a phone call doesn't mean that you have to immediately respond. It has to go through the media team here, so that we all speak in one voice. And even about what's happening in the US. We said that none of us will speak out, even if the media ask us questions. Uh, we will redirect those questions to Save the Children US and their media team. And if it is necessary that one of us has to speak out, we have to work in collaboration with Save the Children US on the matters of Trump. Okay, and I'm actually taking part in a panel discussion that CII is organizing, and it's basically an international conference on cities for kids. And obviously, my focus is going to be cities for every last child, because we are uh, we are here to reach out to the most marginalized, and that is going to be my focus in those discussions, which is happening on the 2nd of February. 2nd of February. All right, there is another big international global event coming up in February 22nd to the 24th or 25th. And what is that? Global Fundraising Forum. I'm told that about 160 people will be coming to Delhi. All Save the Children global fundraisers. They will be here to this meeting, and some interesting, important speakers will be there, and our own internal resources would be there for that. Okay. Uh, that is mostly it, except that I would like to introduce and welcome Arvind Nair. This is your first meeting, right? Yeah. So this is your first meeting. He has been a banker all his life, I think, which is not that long, but he is joined from IDFC Bank, where he was whatever. They have this fancy designations of vice president or senior. What was your
Associate Director.
Associate Director. Okay, that is even bigger than that. Good. So welcome, welcome Arun. And Arun is he's Arvind Nair, and Nair spelled as Nair, not Nair from Punjab, but Nair from Kerala. Okay. So welcome, welcome Arvind. That's it. Any questions? Any questions? Anything about Trump? Do you have any advice to give to Trump or to Save the Children US? Anybody? How many of you are despondent and or how many of you are positive? We have at least one American among them, amongst us. Maybe she would like to take that question. Others, I don't know whether you are any of. Michelle is optimistic. Despondent. Okay. So any advice? So Michelle, then you don't have to go back to the US. You go. Canada. Canada is inviting people at this point of time. What a prime minister! Trudeau is one of my favorites. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, but then I'm sure that more than half of the U.S. Also is feeling despondent. You know, he never came on the strength of popular vote, so perhaps things are going to really change. So I'm hopeful. Anybody else? Are you worried at all? Do you read the newspaper? Do you read TV? Do you know that Trump is the president of the United States of America? Do you know that? Okay, you all know that, and that's not a good thing at this point of time. Anything else? Any other questions that you have? Answers that you want from me that I can help you with? Anybody who is unhappy here, which you want to talk about, or of course you can. There are other ways of talking. If it is confidential, you can come and meet one of us. Meet me if you want to. But is there anything from what I said you want to talk about? You want to take, because in December, was it December that we went through the year's review, and all of you spoke, and even Vinay Nair made one of his smart alecky comments. What did he say? Thank you for making this an open forum or something, he said. Is he here, Vinay? Again, Nair with an N-A-I-R. Oh, he's Iyer. But, yeah, but it's all from South India. Vinay, Iyer and Nayars. Yeah. Any other questions? I insist that you ask questions. I'm sure, Raga, you have a question. Please ask. How is Tamil Nadu settling down? Huh? Huh? Is it settling down all right? Already settled now. Okay, but the other thing that I said is that the budget is happening. Let me ask you this question instead of me telling you what's happening around the budget. And how many of you have taken part or contributed in the budget exercise? Even made a photocopy of a budget sheet. Some contribution. How many of you done that? You did photocopies? No.
For save, yes, we have done.
You have done.
For save.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the US now. Back to India. Our budget will have to be. We'll go to the budget on February 28th, I think. No, before that 17th, it will go to our finance committee of the board, and then it will be sent to the board on the 28th. So all of you, okay, now let me ask the other way around. People who don't know a thing about the budget, no contribution at all. Anybody? Yes. Okay, I'm very happy to see that that all of you have in some ways contributed to the budget. So that's good. So hopefully we'll have a great budget this time. And everybody is involved in spending the money. Okay, That's also good. And soon we will have, we have India budget day after tomorrow. And unfortunately, we are going to be in an SMT meeting. But whoever would want to like to see, I think there are 3 TV connections. One is at Chatranj. No? Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Shatranj and a couple of other rooms. If you want to see India budget, how that is going to play out, you'll see. And in December, I was invited along with other civil society leaders by Arun Jaitley to give our thoughts on the pre-budget meeting, on that pre-budget meeting, and it's good. It's good that the government is actually asking our opinion before they put the numbers together. So I hope some good things. What our ask was that increase the spend on ICPS. You know, terrible spending is happening on ICPS, and that was our number one ask. Okay. What else? Who else? Questions? There are no questions.
Is there any news about the international travel policy? Any revision?
National travel policy.
International travel policy.
Everybody will be traveling business class and stay in 5-star hotels. Wonderful. You mean Indian international or guys who travel outside?
Yes.
There is already a policy, no?
No, but we haven't received any.
Okay. I think HR, we'll make sure that that reaches you this week. No, it's actually it's an incidental expenses that for which you don't have bills. Well, and it is $15 a day is what we give. So I don't think there is any change as far as, well, I don't know. I don't think, or I don't recommend a change for that, because everything is paid for when you on actuals, and in case you bought a bottle of water and you paid it, and you don't have to produce a bill, and it should come in the $15. Otherwise, there's no per diem concept of lunch itna, breakfast itna, dinner itna, nahi. That's on actuals. So there is a guideline for how much you can spend, how many rotis you can eat, etc. That guideline will come to you. Yeah. Sir.
No, but it is on actuals.
It is on actuals, but then there should still be a guideline. Actuals don't.
It doesn't mean that you go to a fancy 5-star hotel and take.
Yeah, all within moderation and limit of. I know that costs have gone up. Hotel, but then you need to find out. When I go to London, where do I stay? Anybody knows? YMCA, and it costs only £70. The usual recommendation from Save the Children UK is Strand and other places. It is definitely above £100. So if you really look hard, you can find places. And anybody who wants to go and stay at YMCA, please contact Renu Thomas. You see here, I don't see Renu because she stayed there, and she's the one who recommended YMCA to me. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so that was one about travel policy, and anything else? Any other questions? No? All right. Then over to Shweta and Smita. Where is Smita? Okay. All right.
So I'm going to announce the ID for December 2016. Just try and get him on line.
You can go up one more step.
It's very uncomfortable. No? It's like really high up.
No?
Hello. Sorry. Hello. Hi, Imran. This is Shweta calling from NSO, and you're on at the TWT forum.
Sorry. So you're at the TWT forum. I'm Shweta calling from NSO, and we are just about to hand over the Eggie to you, announce you as the next Eggie for December 2016. This Eggie, Imran, has been given to you by Devadrita, and she's also written a citation for you. Are you there?
He's fallen off the chair. He's absolutely scared.
All right, well, I'll read out the
Yes.
citation for him and then we'll call him later. So I'm reading out on behalf of Devadrita. Congratulations, Imran. I would like to recommend Imran Majid from our Bihar office for the Eggie Award for his dedication, hard work, and integrity. He is from Srinagar and he has a wide range of experience from documenting human rights violations to working in peace building. He has worked with Amnesty International and the government of Kashmir before joining Save the Children. In Save the Children, Imran has been involved in humanitarian responses in Kashmir and Bihar, floods in JNK 2015 and floods in Bihar 2016. He is working to mobilize children and their communities in the slums of Patna on the issues of disaster risk reduction, and his dynamism and committed action is building a success story out of it. My best wishes to Imran and his continued involvement in the field of DRR and humanitarian emergencies. May Imran continue to grow in synergy with the organization in the right direction to reach every last child. Warm regards, Devadrita. So that's the certificate he gets.
And the book. All right. So we have some birthdays and
new joinees.
new joinees. Okay.
So can we invite Arun Nair, Sarthak Jain, Amit Gupta, Rashmi Kashyap, and Vartika?
So many people in December.
In January.
January. This is January. Okay. But I hope we have covered December. Okay. Is there anybody who is new and whose name has not been mentioned? So there is everybody here. Everybody who is new is here.
Now can we have all the birthday people for January? Trupti, Gurvinder, Aman, Dipankar, Raga, Pallavi, Aditi, Mahima, Jayanta, Vivek, Christian, Abhinav, Nilabja, Divyan, Sarthak, and Ravinder.
Right?
17 people.
Okay.
So can we have all of you over here?
Two lines.
And can we request all the new joinees to introduce themselves?
Just two lines. Where are you coming from, and what do you do here? Are you happy or not?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Okay.
Yeah, hi guys. Arvind here. So I was introduced by Thomas. What more could I ask for? So I have joined. People need me here. Wait. So I have joined from a banking background. Prior to that, I was into IT. So I'll be taking care of individual fundraising, and I report into Vishal. Uh, so the commonality between the banking sector and what I'm doing here is the movement of money. This is what I have understood. So I have to bring in money. So I have to facilitate that. So I had been doing that last 12 years by taking care of transaction banking for various banks. So in my last profile, I was heading transaction banking for IDFC, and I was the founder member for that bank as well. So we created a bank out of nothing. So I'm sure the experience which I have garnered over all these years, I'll make good use of it for a bigger cause.
Good. Thank you. Welcome. Others, the new guys.
Hello, I'm Rashmi, and I've joined the RM digital team, and I'll be working in the content. I'll be helping in the content part. Prior to this, I was working with this firm in Chandigarh where we were developing training in education material across. So, what I can understand is content is the common thing in my earlier job and this job as well. I was involved in education there, and I'm involved in fundraising here, and I look forward to work. I mean, I would. This is something which has made me leave Chandigarh and come here and leave my parents. So,
Wow.
I think it.
The parents will follow you.
I hope so, sir. I'm the only one. I don't have any other siblings, so it's a very big thing for me, and I look forward to have a very wonderful experience working here. Thank you.
And can't they find more names than Rashmi in Chandigarh?
Maybe.
All right.
Hello everyone, I'm Sarthak Jain and I have joined here as a finance officer from 2nd January, and previously I have worked with Mani abroad in corporate sector and also with AJSH company as a chartered accountant. So I bring along with myself the experience of all the compliances plus the reporting part, financial planning from the corporate sector.
Good. Welcome.
Hi guys, my name is Amit Gupta, and by profession I am qualified chartered accountant and the company secretary. And I have joined this company as finance coordinator in finance. And before that, I have worked with entity data in consolidation and internal audit profile. And,
Can we also start an accounting firm?
No,
There's so many
because
chartered accountants.
yeah, because my first company is entity data after post qualification. So, and so far it's really a nice journey for me here. Thank you.
Good. Welcome.
Hello everyone, I am Vartika Slonia. Earlier I was working with Innovation, an IT company, and now here I have joined RM operations team as an assistant, and my role is to coordinate with the bank and the finance team and to support the operations. Thank you.
Good. Welcome. Anybody else? That's it. Okay. Birthday guys. You come together and cut the cake and eat it. Come.
To us. Happy birthday to me. Thank you.